one of the most significant experiences I had serving as a missionary in Australia. I always remember I was serving in the Dandenong area. No, excuse me, Epping. And it was kind of in Melbourne proper. It was one of the northernmost suburbs. And I remember we were tracting, and you know, it's just like every other day, you know, just going up, knocking on doors, and not meeting too much success. When suddenly I had a, I'll always remember this. We were just walking down a street, and suddenly I looked up and I saw this street sign, and time erases what the street was named, but I can still remember seeing this white house right there and seeing this street sign, and the Spirit just came on me and on both of us, and we're like, we've got to track that street. And it was what it was just a big kind of court, kind of a horseshoe street. I remember that day we tracked around one side of the street the whole time, and nothing, just absolutely nothing. We go back the next day, we get around part of the other side of the street, just absolutely nothing. We finally go back and finish up the street, and near the very end, we knocked on a house, and a sister came to the door, and she knew exactly who we were, and she says, you know, it's interesting that you should be knocking. I'm a member of the church, but I haven't been to church in an awfully long time. But I've actually been thinking that I would like to come back to church because of my my son and daughter. I really wanted them to have the experience of growing up with religion and being taught, you know, about Jesus and God. And it's like, well, we'd love to help you with that. So she was a less active member. Her husband was not a member. He was yeah, I don't know if I should mention their names or not, as you had mentioned, but he was a Greek. He was Greek, comes from a Greek Orthodox family. One of the most beautiful families we ever had the opportunity to meet. But it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, not only finding them, but going through, we were able to teach them the discussions, and the brother, the father of the family, he had a hard time because he grew up in the Greek Orthodox religion, and he didn't want to go against that. You know, it was like going against your family. And his family, his parents were there living in Australia, and they were very devout Greek Orthodox, and very concerned about him joining the LDS religion. But we had some amazing experiences with him, and we had prayers where he would just break down crying and feeling the Spirit as strong as he did, and his wife was very supportive, and but eventually he made that decision to be baptized, and that was a big day. And his parents came to the baptism, and it was a very sacred experience. I had the great opportunity to baptize him, and we just had a wonderful experience getting to know that beautiful little family. And the one song, and I'll sing it here later, that he just loved was "I Know That My Redeemer Lives," and that became one of his favorite songs thereafter, hymns, and I believe it still is to this day. And so that was a really wonderful experience to kind of put it, kind of condense it, but that was one of my very significant one, because it showed me, number one, is it's the Spirit that drives this work. And if you don't have that Spirit, if you're not listening for it, and if you don't follow it, you'll miss out on everything in your mission. It's His work, and He will show you where you need to go. And as long as you put your foot in front of the other and you just move, He will show you. And it was the Spirit that converted Bill. It was the Spirit that told him that he needed to get baptized, and that gave him the strength to be able to do that. And you just realize that you're just an instrument, and if you're open to the Spirit and allowing the Lord to work through you, that's when miracles can happen, and that's when you can accomplish the work you've been sent there to do.